In an ever-evolving digital landscape, for your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emmanuel Rose.
Welcome to this episode of Marketing in the Age of AI. Today, we are going to get into the nuts and bolts of connecting, automating, agentification, and how to make your life simpler with AI tools. Today, I'm joined by Aarti Anand, who's the founder of Codenex AI. She has over 15 years in product leadership. Aarti now helps B2B founders and service-based entrepreneurs grow their businesses using AI-powered automations. She specializes in AI-driven email nurturing campaigns that turn leads into paying clients automatically, boosting ROI and shortening sales cycle. Together, we'll explore how AI can be more than just a tool, how it can be a creative partner that helps marketers build genuine connections and deliver real results. Well, let's dive in. Welcome to the show, Aarti.
Thank you for having me, Emmanuel.
Yeah, I'm really excited about hearing some stories from you.
Let's do it.
All right. So, how did you end up in the world of automation? Let's go there first.
Yeah, that's a great place to start. So, I started my business a year and a half ago. I had been building software products for as long as I can remember, and then one day I had this epiphany. My engineering teams are building software products, and then I'm also helping other people sell. I should just go do that for myself. So I started this business with that mindset, but I had no idea what I wanted to sell. And then as I started talking to people, learning about what they were doing, what they were selling, um, one thing I realized is that business owners wear so many hats and they do that as a badge of honor. But I didn't see it that way. And I wanted to challenge that assumption. And then I got into AI and automations and the power of systems, and how, when you have a process which may be manual, but it's proven to work, and if you have an SOP or an internal training that someone can go take, follow steps A, B, C, D, and they can get to a predictable outcome, that was the trigger. And once you put it on autopilot, then you can basically get the same outcome but at 100x speed. That became my mission. That's what I wanted business owners to help with. And the way I wanted to help them with is to figure out where you're spending your time today, because I'm all about building a business that helps you, um, build kick-ass products, but then you don't want to do that at the cost of the life that you've built with your family, and how much they deserve the best of you, not the rest of you. So that's sort of, building the life of freedom of money, time, and location became my motto, because I was making a lot of money in a 9 to 5, but I didn't have the freedom that I wanted to be able to go do things I wanted to do on a daily basis. So that's why AI and automation, I found value in it. And as I'm building my business with that mindset, I'm also helping other business owners adapt AI and then leverage what it brings to the table. And
Yeah,
I help them build the same type of business.
I love it. It's a beautiful mission, and I applaud you for doing that. Are there certain types of businesses or certain industries that you like to work with?
No, so we haven't niche down industry wise, but we have niche down solutions wise. So, and there is a reason for it, because as I was talking to these people or friends who knew me from before, or some complete strangers, I think 100% understood where they're coming from, but some of the problems were actually they were manifesting those problems because they thought that they had a leads problem, but many of them had enough leads, they were just not nurturing them, and or they didn't know what to do to nurture those leads. So
Yeah.
3% of your market is ready to buy today. What are you doing with the 97% of them, right? So that's where I wanted to put lead nurture on autopilot. And for some of the businesses who genuinely had a lead gen problem, I figured out how to automate it. And that's one of the offers we're running right now, and that's been super popular. We put your cold email campaigns on autopilot, and the whole thing is automated to the point of where every month you would just come in and you drop in a bunch of leads in a Google folder. The system takes care of itself. And I've been able to get them at least 10 qualified booked appointments on their calendar, or they don't pay. So it's sales tactic as well, because I have to make my offer a no brainer for them. But it's solving a genuine and a big problem and a bottleneck problem in their business, which is if there's no leads, there's no sales calls. If there's no sales, there's no business.
Right. Yeah. What's kind of your overarching philosophy of a nurture campaign like that?
Yeah. So anybody who comes to your ecosystem, what content do you expose them to? Right? You have to give them away something, and it has to be insanely valuable. Don't charge them anything for it. So give something as a lead magnet for free, but it has to solve a tangible, urgent problem for them that they can go implement in 24 hours and they get the ROI.
Yeah.
Right? So you need to have something to capture. That's for your cold traffic. Now, once they are in your pipeline, then they are warm leads, and then you over time you expose them to your bottom of to your middle of the funnel content. And those are the things, which you talk about their pain points, talk about what their fears are, talk about what positive future they're looking for in the near term. And then once they go through those sequences, which are different sequences to go through, then you expose them to the bottom of the funnel content. And that's where you expose case studies and all the good stuff, because that gives them a vision of someone who was in their shoes. You help them get to where they want to go. And that's when they pick up the phone and book a call with you, and you basically are ready to close them. So you see how that runs on autopilot. And that's the beauty in it, because if you are a business owner, where is your time well spent? Where is the highest ROI on your or hour? Which is where you print money.
Right.
And if you get on a sales call, you close them, that's when you made money. So how learn to delegate other parts in your business, that once you have a process which is proven to work, we just come in and we automate it.
Yeah. Beautiful. And what size companies are the best to work with you?
Yeah, I typically go with anybody who's doing 1 million to a 3 million ARR. And the reason is because they have the pain points that we have solved before, but they also understand the value for putting that money as an investment with us,
Yep.
because they see the long term value in it. We do have an enterprise client too, but that's a different use case. They came to us with an offer which was a 6-figure offer for their enterprise customers. And when I sat them down and I helped them rethink their whole strategy, and then we put AI automations in their offer and how they would be able to help their customer save data from 30,000 devices and be able to collect and analyze and put it up in dashboards. And then there is a bot in front of it. So when the C suite sits in front of the bot and they ask a very simple question: how many trucks are out in Kelowna today on a route? And they get the answers in seconds, not hours.
Right.
And they don't have to go through 5 engineers. That's the level I want people to think at, is you have been sitting on those problems. You have been sitting on possibly twice the revenue you're making today. You're just not thinking big enough of where you can install AI and automations in your business.
Yeah, such a great example of a way that you can build these repositories of information and then have access to them in instantly. So that's cool. What So you have email, you have an email nurture system. Are there other systems that you have built out for clients?
Yes. So I think one of the ones that I mentioned, which has been a bestseller, is the cold email automation. And the reason why, it's because it literally saves you more than 10 hours a week, which is like 25% for a mid-level manager or something, right?
Yeah.
So that's one. The other offers that we have been successfully able to solve is really go in and audit your internal operations,
Hmm.
anything that you're doing today manually. So think about anybody who has inbound calls and someone literally sits at the desk and asks them a bunch of questions to qualify the leads. Well, that's a perfect use case for an AI voice agent or a chatbot,
Absolutely. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then someone asked me on a podcast 2 weeks ago, they were like, well, what do you think Lucy, who sits at the front desk, would think that her job is in danger? And I was like, well, somebody's got to go ask Lucy if she really enjoys answering those
That's
questions,
right.
right?
She probably
And
has some other things she'd like to be doing during that day.
yeah. And so you figure out people who work for you in your business. As you have goals as a business owner, they have goals too. They also want to be in their career 5 years down the line. Are the goals that you have set up for your business, for yourself as a business owner, are they aligned with your employees? If not, maybe you all need to sit down and recalibrate the priorities. And then you've hired people, they come with judgment, they come with a lot of experience from their previous jobs. Give them higher leverage work to do so they feel empowered, and they also they buy in your goal setting as well.
Sure. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, we've seen this a lot with the accounts receivable phone calls. So we've deployed that voice agent that does the outbound AR calls, and the people are very happy to get rid of that task. They don't like making those phone calls. The AI doesn't care; it shows up every day, happy to do it.
Exactly, exactly.
Well, let's talk about a little bit when you get maybe a business that hasn't started this participating in the revolution of this yet. What are the first few steps that you walk them through to start identifying use cases, and then where does that go? What's the rabbit hole there?
I love that. Yes. So I've created, after talking to almost 200 founders, I've created my own 5 A's framework. And it starts with anybody who's AI curious, but they have no idea where they start,
I
right?
like that.
That's the first stage that they are in. And my goal is to give them an AI ready scorecard. So we have that available for free on our website. And then you basically go in and you take that assessment, and after that you have a clear idea of, if you don't jump on AI and you're sleeping on it, what is the cost of inaction for you. So it's literally a dollar amount per year that you are just letting slip by, and how many hours you're wasting every week doing the things manually, where you are, and what is the next stage you can go to. So once they are there, then I invite them to an AI workshop with me, which is a 90-minute session. And then we help them see the power of AI, where it has helped other businesses similar to them. And that's when they get to an alignment stage where now they're aligned. I see AI seems very practical. Now I need a blueprint. So we go in and we do an AI audit in their business, and we give them a complete blueprint. Given what we understand about your business, these are the top 10 automations you need in this order. So this is the low hanging fruit with the highest ROI. Let's just go attack that first. Once they have the blueprint, they can either hire us or they can go take that report to anybody else, another vendor who would love to implement that for them.
Sure.
Once they are there, they have tasted what AI can do. And now they have let the system run for a couple of months. They see the ROI, they see the data. Now they enter AI liftoff, which is where they want to have a ripple effect of the same system, but in different teams or different sides of the business. And once they have taken the blueprint and implemented across their business, then I congratulate them that they have graduated and now they have become AI first operator, which is it's in their DNA, it's in the business's DNA. This
Yep.
is how they think, this is how they operate, and they are ready for the next revolution.
Yeah, they're ready to start building some MVPs and start becoming leaders in their industry, right?
It's absolutely.
I love it. Well, that's great. What kind of questions do you have in the blueprint? Just give me a high level of that. What that looks like.
Sure. So what is the type of the business that you're running? What is the size of your team? And then how many manual tasks you think you do on a
Hmm.
weekly, daily, monthly basis? Who does those tasks? Because that dollar amount has to be tied to,
Sure.
as a founder, am I doing it? And what is the hourly rate I have for my time? Or is this a mid-level manager doing it? What is the hourly rate? So it's an estimate, but it's pretty close. And then where they think, first thing, if they were to magically, what would they like to automate? So
Yep.
those are some of the questions I have in there, and there's a big backend logic that's tied to it. And in the end, I basically tell them, this is the dollar amount, and if you just let this go, this also means, for example, 3 dream vacations for your family.
Right. Yeah, you got to tie it into something that they care about, right? In order to create
Yeah.
action. Yeah, I love it. Well, you have an interesting perspective in that you're a software developer. You have that background in the computer science, and then you're able to apply it in a very highly emotionally intelligent and sales process way. So, it's a really interesting process that you developed. Are you using tools that are off the shelf and available to all of us, or are you building tools custom for all your clients?
That's a great question. So for right now, like I said, the we are niching down on type of solutions we're delivering based on where the highest ROI for businesses are, and lead gen
Yeah,
is one of them. We bring in leads, we are high value vendor to work with. We nurture and help them convert, and that also has a higher perceived value.
yeah,
So that's where we are right now. And I'm not building my own SaaS yet because I think there's enough on the market. Plus, whenever I do it, I want to do it really vertical in one vertical, and it would be solving a particular problem to a particular type of persona.
yeah.
So we're still brainstorming and we're testing a few ideas in the background. May happen in 6 months from now, but it's a very exciting stage that we get to be in. Is we just get to play with off the shelf tools. And I always say IKEA had this model: you get 10 things and you go build yourself. Well, who gets
Right.
enlightened from that experience, right?
Yeah.
But I take off the shelf tools and my team helps me build those automations, and then we go sell it as one time payment, and then
Yep.
it's yours to keep. I don't want a retainer or anything. And there are some solutions where we get to maintain and support the system for months to come, and that's a different type of problems we're solving. But
Sure.
if we have a um, one time build and rinse and repeat, that's also helpful for us, because that's when we're scaling in our own business too.
Sure. Yeah, you're building systems and automating as much of that as you can, obviously,
Mhm.
right? Well, so the typical tech stack right now in the conversations I've had is Zapier, Make.com, N8N, and then Lovable or something like that. Where do you fall with all those tools,
We use all four of them, so you're clearly on top of things.
Artie?
Yes, and I have a love-hate relationship with Lovable and Bold are new. But again, at the end of the day, I don't see them as, it has to be perfect. The
Right.
thing is, I need to have a problem that I need to seek a solution for. and it has to have a high ROI, why would I sit down and learn it? Or anybody on my team would learn it, right? So we find something which is 80% good, and then we need our own intelligence on top of it, which is why anybody who fears AI is going to take their job, I'm like, guys, come on, like really, you sit down, it's going to help you develop and take something to market 10 times faster. Leverage that.
Right.
And then once you're there, you're always going to need someone to supervise. And that's 80% done by someone else, like a tool like that is way better than 100% my time.
For sure. Yeah, the human in the loop is going to be critical for the foreseeable future. Um, I agree with you. What do you think? I mean, I think the amount of deployments that are in just in the U.S. I think are single digit percentage. I don't know what you think about that market penetration.
Yeah, absolutely. I think and it's again the hype and the buzz, and there is a reality, and then there is a perception, and perception is so bigger than the reality, actually,
Yeah,
right? So the fraction of the market that has adopted is this.
yeah,
Opportunity is this big. So if I just streamline my own processes and I see the ROI, that's why I build those systems, because I'm not just keeping them to myself. I'm making money off of it by go selling it to businesses who have the same problems as I do,
right.
right? So anybody who thinks we're too late, you're completely wrong, because we're very, very early.
Yeah,
And the way I want you to think is, if you had 10 different interns at your disposal today, would love to work with you, use AI, trained in a different landscape of your business with different type of materials in your business, use it that way, start there, your mind will be blown how much time you're saving. And then you go and you take it a level higher, where you're not just using them for research and market, you're basically having them make autonomous decisions and take an employee out of your business for that small task which they have been highly trained to do, and then go help them get a better version of themselves, upskill themselves so they become more valuable, so they can attract more money, and they can help you attract more money for your business too.
yeah, I love it, and I think that's the real point in this is that we all have to upskill and stay on top of the developments that are happening, and that's how we maintain our relevance and help to leverage these tools to free up time, make more money, and have time to do product development.
Absolutely. And then the amount of time that you get back on your calendar, these are the things you're able to do on a Wednesday afternoon that you weren't able to do before.
Yeah. Well, I love it, Artie. I'm really excited about the work that you're doing, and I'd love to have you on the show again in a few months to see what's changed for you and your clients if you're interested in that. Um, in the meantime, how do people get in touch with you if they want to have a conversation?
Absolutely. So we're all on social platforms. The one we're really going after is Instagram. So if you go follow me there, my handle is Aarti Anand 82. You hit a follow and then send me a DM and tell me you came from Emmanuel's show. I would love to send you my freebie. You can go take the quiz under 3 minutes, and it'll give you a complete blueprint of where you're losing money in your business today.
All right, very valuable way to spend 3 minutes. I'll guarantee that. Artie, thank you so much for your time and your views on deploying automations, and I hope that you have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. So that's a great reminder that the upskilling, the going through and auditing activities that you're doing manually, and taking time to figure out where the best places are to deploy these automations will buy your time back so that you can continue to educate, buy your time back so you can spend it with your friends and family, and buy your time back so you can get outside and go for a walk. I hope this has been valuable for you. This is Emmanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emmanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.